Hi, I'm Brad Gendics from Ron Zehel Guitar Center in Avon Lake, working with the Avon Lake Public Library to present to you our beginning guitar lessons online. Today's segment, Part 1, covers guitar construction, tuning a guitar, and guitar maintenance. The Avon Lake Public Library offers 5 different instruments you can check out. First off, they offer a ukulele. If you're just getting started, or a smaller person, or not sure you want to try something with 6 strings, the ukulele is perfect. It only has 4 strings, it's easy to tune, and it's easy to play. Simple chords with just one finger. Is possible on the ukulele. There's concert-size ukuleles and soprano-size ukuleles. This right here is a concert size. It's just a little bit bigger. Sopranos are a little bit smaller. And they're right here at the library. You can take one out for 3 weeks, give it a shot, and see if you like it. They also offer 3/4 size acoustic guitars. Right here I have a 3/4 size acoustic guitars. This is great for smaller people, maybe students under 10 years old, or maybe if adults that just in a full-size guitar is just too big. They're all played the same way, as you can hear. It's a little bit easier to sit with. Each guitar and ukulele that comes from the library comes with a tuner, a gig bag, the guitar, a strap, a book, and picks. So you have everything you need to use. Also, we have full-size acoustic guitars, which is called a full-size dreadnought guitar, more oftenly known, and it's obviously played the same way as the smaller guitar. A little bit bigger, so sometimes it's harder to sit with because of the size, but still a great thing to start with. And each guitar comes with a case, a tuner, picks, an instruction booklet, and you're ready to go. They also offer electric guitars if you want to try an electric guitar, which is right here. Now, electric guitars don't make their own sound. Look how quiet that is. But the guitars come with an amplifier, a case, the cable to plug it in, the strap, the tuner, and a book. So you can actually take an electric guitar out also. Electric guitars are easier to play. If you're just getting started and not sure, a little tough on the fingers to push down, an electric guitar is much easier to push the strings down because the neck is narrower, the body is smaller, as you can see between the two, and the action, the strings are closer to the fretboard, so it's much easier to push the strings down. So some of the hardest things to do on a guitar, honestly, are to tune a guitar, okay? Back in the day, you used to have pitch pipes, or you just have to be able to use your ear. There's a method out there, the 5th fret method, you tune with, push down the 5th fret in the open string. That doesn't work very good. It never sounds in tune. We're very fortunate now that each guitar here and ukulele comes with a clip-on tuner, which are right here, as you can see. What this does, it shows a light. When I pluck the string, the actual name of the note will represent, and the string names are an E, an A, a D, a G, a B, and an E. Okay? I have a little saying that goes, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. That way you remember the string names. Okay, so when I pluck an E, right there, my tuner should say E right on it, which it does. And I tighten the string until it's right in the middle. If it's below, anything to the left of the tuner means I'm flat or too low. I have to bring the string up, which I just slightly turn it. Anything above that, I loosen the string and put it right in the middle. The tuner will tell me when I'm right in tune. And each string you just go through and do that. If the tuner is set in C or chromatic, it makes it a lot easier. And this tuner we have set in C for you. Most of the guitars will stay in tune most of the time, honestly. I mean, guitars do go out of tune, but they don't go out of tune as much as people think they do. This one's just a little flat, so if you can see it from that one camera that I'm bringing these up a little bit to pitch. Flat is very common on strings. You heard it click right there, so that means I jumped a little bit ahead. Sometimes a string will get cut and then stuck in the nut right here. It'll make that quick ping sound and go a little bit sharp on me. That's just very common on guitars. We brought that back down to there. Bring this back up to here. And my high E string just a little bit up. So you can see how that works. And I slowly turn and pluck. And all we want to do is maybe pluck once every second. We don't want to go and try to find the tuner. You'll never get that in tune. You don't want to wait too long because the note's going to decay and lower in pitch as you pluck it. So as the note rings out, it's going to go flat. They just do a little bit. So that's what the tuner's going to show you. So you just slowly go through it. It should take you one time through the tuner. I tell most students don't get too hung up on tuning the guitar all that much. In our first guitar lesson we're going to show you, everything will be on the first string or one string of the guitar. It'll be really easy to play because it won't matter if your guitar's in tune or not. Everything will sound fine whether the guitar's in tune. The ukulele has different notes which are listed in the book. In this smaller acoustic guitar, as you can see, the tuner is clipped to the top. Be tuned the same way. The electric guitar is tuned the same way also with the tuner. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the parts of the guitar and the construction. This, I have an acoustic guitar in front of me, which also this is the smaller acoustic guitar we talked about earlier, and the ukulele is also acoustic. Acoustic meaning it makes its own sound, just like an acoustic piano. You can see the big sound hole right here. That's why this guitar is so loud. The electric guitar does not have that, and that has pickups, which I'll go over that in a second. The acoustic guitar starts with a headstock right up top here, which holds the tuning pegs or tuning gears. Each string has a tuning gear, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. As you can see when I'm turning the gear, it changes the pitch. Okay, and each string has that. The white piece right here is the nut where the strings pass over. The fretboard, which is the whole length of the guitar. The actual frets are these individual pieces of metal wire that you can see. Each one of those, every guitar has that. Well, there are fretless guitars, but we don't have any here. The dots, people always ask me, what are those dots for? The dots are really just a good way to find yourself on the guitar. The dots are also on the top of the fretboard and the neck right there too. 3, 5, 7, and 9 have dots, 2, 4, 6, 8 don't. So I tell students a lot of times the dots represent the odd numbers. Even numbers don't have dots. So it's a quick way to find yourself on the guitar. If I'm looking for the 5th fret, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I see the second dot is there, and I know I'm at the 5th fret by just looking at the second dot as you learn to do that. The double dots are the octave, 12th fret. That is halfway up the guitar. The guitar is split in half from the nut to the 12th fret, the 12th fret to the bridge back here. That's exactly halfway. If it's not exactly halfway, the guitar will never play in tune. So you can hear the low string. That's exactly an octave. The ukulele and also the smaller guitar are exact same thing. We have the sound hole where actually the sound is produced and comes out. This black piece right here is just called a pick guard. It's really more just to protect the guitar body. When you're strumming the guitar, it'll take the scratches before the actual guitar does. As you can see, this one has one too. Ukuleles rarely do because most of the time people play ukuleles either with a felt pick or you play the ukulele with just your fingers. Back here we have the bridge, which is right here, the saddle. And these are called the end pins, which actually holds the strings in. Okay, we push these down, that holds the strings right in there. And this is the whole body of the acoustic guitar. This back part's called the bout. Alrighty, and that's sometimes the biggest part of the acoustic guitar, obviously, but they do make smaller guitars like a parlor-shaped guitar or the 3/4 size. Sometimes that large bout makes it tough to get your arm over if you're smaller, have shorter arms. But that's why these smaller guitars are great if you're having a little trouble playing something this big. Okay? The electric guitar has very similar parts to it, other than we just add some pickups to it, okay? Because this cannot make its own sound. I mean, you can hear it a little bit. Not very loud though. Okay, obviously the tuning gears, these are 6 to a side tuning gears. As you can see, these have 3 to a side. There's no really good thing or bad thing about that. It's just the style of the guitar. This guitar does have a string tree, they call it right here, which holds some strings down. Truss rod adjustments right there, which is a metal rod that goes through the neck. All these guitars here have metal rods called a truss rod that goes through the neck to reinforce it. Okay, because obviously wood's not very strong, and the guitar is trying to fold itself in half from here to here. So something's got to strengthen this, and it's called a truss rod, a metal rod. We can take this screw off. The acoustic guitars have the truss rod right up in here, and that helps to adjust the height of the strings up and down. If we tighten the truss rod, I can lower the strings. If I loosen the truss rod, I can raise the strings. That's something you should never mess with yourself. Bring it to a qualified tech to make sure that's done properly, because you can really mess up a guitar. On the pickups, we have 3 of them right here on this guitar. Each guitar can have different style of pickups or number of pickups. This one has 3. These are called single coil pickups. The first 2, you can see they're smaller. It's just one single magnet wrapped with copper wire. This is called a humbucker pickup. Okay, it's 2 of those single coil pickups wrapped together with metal wire, and it kind of gets rid of a lot of noise and sound is what they were developed for. Technically, humbucking pickups have a thicker, fuller sound. Single coil pickups have a thinner sound. Neither one's better or worse, it's just a different style. Down here we have the selector switch or the toggle switch. Depending on what position we put this in, it gives a different sound to the guitar and turns pickups on and off. Right now this guitar isn't plugged in, so it doesn't do anything. All the way back is this back pickup. It will give you a nice metal sound. We bring it into right there. The second position gives you these two pickups together, which is a real nice sound. I like, that's my favorite sound in a Stratocaster style guitar. Straight up and down. In the middle, third position is this pickup by itself. I move up one more and I got these two pickups together. And all the way forward is this pickup, which is great for jazz or more fatter tone. The volume and tone controls are right here. Obviously the volume turns the guitar up and down. And the tone just kind of changes the sound of the guitar a little bit, more of a bright tone and a darker tone. And none of this works unless the guitar is plugged in. Back here is your saddle and your bridge where we adjust intonation. Intonation is the guitar being in tune with itself. Sometimes you can actually take a tuner, tune your guitar exactly like you want it, all 6 strings, and everything says right on, and you strum a chord and it's out of tune. It means the guitar's intonation is out of tune, okay? Which is adjusted by these saddles back and forth. We can raise the pitch of a string or lower the pitch of a string by the saddles. Hopefully most of them are pretty close. No guitar is perfect, but they're usually pretty darn close. If the guitar is way off, you need to bring it to a qualified tech. You can watch some videos on how to do it. You won't really mess up things too badly. You can't hurt much, by doing that, but it's just a simple Phillips screwdriver back here, raising and lowering. You have to have a good tuner to do that too and know what you're doing. Acoustic guitars are pretty set. This one does have a compensated saddle right here with a couple notches to try to help out. Though acoustic guitars are pretty much where they're at. You can't really adjust the intonation on those where they're at. They're at. Same with the ukulele and the smaller one. So that's the first installment of our YouTube series here for the Avon Lake Public Library of series of 4. And our next installment will be starting and learning how to play the guitar, hold a pick, and sit with the guitar. Thanks again. Hope to see you soon.